Right, this is a video for a Honda Accord. This is a 2.4 EX Auto Tourer. Car's just covered 44,000 miles, literally just over. Finished in metallic blue, very high spec car, and as if you've seen any of my previous videos on these cars, you know this is one of my personal favourites. I absolutely adore these cars. Car's in absolutely beautiful condition. Not to say it's new, so it has got the odd minor tiny little mark on it somewhere, but you'll have to hunt for them. It's a wonderful example. You know, bearing in mind the car's now what, 6 or 7 years old, but fabulous looking vehicle. Colour suits it beautifully, very popular in this colour. Lenses on the front completely clear, there's no damage to the fog lights or otherwise, or the main lenses. Bonnet is remarkably free of stone chipping. There's only one or two very minor ones on there. Coming down the, apologise by the way, it's damp. I do have to do a lot of these videos, so I have to kind of cram them in, and on days like today where they have got a bit of damp on them, I hate it, but they just won't dry out. But I tend to do the damp ones on the cars that are the cleanest because they've got the least to show or hide, obviously. Coming to the off side of the car, front wing there, all in very nice order. Front tyres got a ton of tread on it, and the alloys in beautiful condition there. Coming down the side of the car, flanks all very clean indeed. This car's also been fitted with these door protectors on the side, which is a nice feature. They're colour coded to the vehicle as well. Rear alloy, absolutely clean as a whistle, and again, rear tyres got tons and tons of tread on it. Pan back here and just go down, you can just see just how clean and crisp the panel work is on the side of the car there for you. But you know, this angle of the Accord I love. It's a fabulous looking car, it really is. Coming around the back of the car, again, all very nice, clean and crisp. And then, well, that's not the sound of the car, but there's a tractor coming in the background. Near side of the vehicle, again, all really clean, very sharp looking car. I said there is the odd tiny little mark on the car. We don't touch them, they're just, you know, if someone wants to touch them in, they can, but they're certainly consummate with the age and mileage of the vehicle. Rear alloy completely unmarked, Goodyear tyre there, all in with tons of tread on it again. But the panel work, all very clean and crisp. And then final on the wing here, again all clean, and alloy again completely unmarked. Goodyear tyre again without any marks on it at all. I'm sure there was a little dimple dent, so I'm going to go around again because I'm sure I saw one earlier. I don't want to miss anything out because I know it is wet. Ah, there we are. Just down there, where you can just make that out. There it is, there. There's a, possibly make it out, it's a tiny little dimple dent. It's the only mark I can see on the exterior, sort of dent wise on the car. A good dent man can take that out in 2 seconds flat, but it is minor, but I just like to show any kind of little marks on the car for you. Alright, just I've got to have the engine off to do this, obviously because I need the keys in my hand, just to show you the rear tailgate, obviously electrically operated, working exactly as it should. It gives me opportunity whilst it's open just to go inside the back of in the boot here. Again, tonneau covers all in very good order. Beautifully finished on the Accords. They're a wonderfully made car. And then press a button again, and down it goes. But that all works perfectly. You can operate that in a number of ways. There's a button in the car, there's a button on the tailgate, there's a button on the key, or you could even do it the old-fashioned way and actually open it yourself. Coming to the back now, rear door card on the near side here, completely unmarked. Back of the seats, all really good indeed. The whole of the interior is in absolutely beautiful condition. Leatherwork here really doesn't look like these rear seats have ever been sat on. They're in absolutely fantastic original condition. Car benefits from a full set of original Honda mats as well, but it is in fabulous order. Alright, coming to the front now, driver's door card, as with the whole of the interior, absolutely beautiful, pretty much spotless. Sill area likewise, apart from where my grubby feet have been, the mats are in beautiful condition again. It's electric seats on the front here, they've got memory setting on them as well, but the bolsters and the leatherwork are in absolutely super order. Very comfortable seating as well, they really are. And then go over to the passenger one, again equally absolutely beautiful condition. So inside the car now, door card on the passenger side again, as with the rest, absolutely spotless. Just to go down here, just to show you, full owner's manual pack, incorporating the car manual and the navigation manual as well, and the original Honda locking wheel nut set there as well. But the dashboard pretty much looks like brand new. It's in wonderful, wonderful condition. Obviously EX spec, so you've got the sat nav on there as well, all works absolutely beautifully. Pop it into reverse there, and you've got a lovely parking camera, although there's a spot of a fly or something on there, so I have to give that a clean off. Coming down, beautifully built dashboard, dead easy to use. Obviously dual zone climate control as well, but all the functions work absolutely beautifully. And they really are absolutely wonderfully made cars. Coming across to the steering wheel, obviously multifunction steering wheel, all fully operational, and in wonderful condition. All the leather work and all the painted areas are all good and intact. Obviously auto lights and auto wipers, and you've got your paddles there if you want to operate the gearbox manually, so down the gears and up the gears with the plus and the minus there. Just going into the main dashboard, you can see there we've got 44,049 miles. Engine's running, there's no warning lights on, just the low fuel lights. As you can see there, it's saying they've got nothing left, although it's probably about 30 miles in reality. Coming down here, all the switches again in beautiful condition. It really is a fabulous car. So finally, just to show you the engine bay, all very nicely presented by Honda. An absolutely wonderful, wonderful engine, and they are simply superb. Chain driven engine, no cam belts on these, so no schedule change on them. A reputation for reliability matched by no other manufacturer. It is an unbelievably strong engine, but the way it performs and sounds is really wonderful. Worth pointing out that on these videos the engines always sound a lot noisier than they are in actual reality when you're stood here. What should follow now, hopefully, will be a short road test of this car. That's a quick road test video for a Honda Accord. This is the 2.4 EX automatic, and it's the Touring Estate. This particular car is registered HJ09KGO, and mileage at the start of this brief road test is just over 44,000. It's 44,036 miles. The reason we do the road tests, as I say, in all of them, is basically we're selling now to customers from all over the near continent and the whole of the UK, and we just want people to see the cars in operation prior to them coming to see us. So obviously we can just let you know if there's any issues with the car, but obviously hopefully to give you confidence to come and see this and the vehicle in question. Worth pointing out that the road tests are done on the same roads as any prospective buyer will be road testing the car on, so it should be wholly representative clearly of what you'll see and drive yourself. Before I start the road test, worth probably pointing out on this one, I'm probably going to be horribly biased. I think this is one of the very, very finest Hondas ever made, but more of that in due course. I will be objective and I'll be critical of the vehicle as well. Starts with the engine, starts, first turn of the key, very quiet, subdued idle, nice and even, no fluttering, no hesitation, pulls like an absolute train as you'd expect from one of these engines, but it's got a kind of refinement, lack of vibration and effortlessness, you know, akin to a 6-cylinder engine, not a 4-cylinder engine. It's a wonderful, wonderful unit. I can't fault it. I'm not going to even try to. There's no point. It's very low mileage. They take absolutely massive mileages in their stride, and they give, you know, exceptional economy as well. You know, I've said in my previous video on the 2.4s, I think it's perfectly suited to this weight of car, the auto gearbox, because whereas the 2-litre version, which is a fine engine in its own right, clearly needs a few more revs to get up and go. This is just so much more relaxing. It's got lots of guts and torque, not normally associated with VTEC engines, but it has. So you're just feathering the throttle at times, and you know, I can get easily mid-30s to the gallon out of it. You can get higher. I've got customers getting 40 to the gallon out of them. It's an extraordinary engine. Clearly that's how you're going to drive the vehicle, or down to how you drive the vehicle, but its capabilities are quite amazing. The engine obviously goes through then to the Honda automatic gearbox, very smooth shifting gearbox. There's not an ounce of wear in it. It's got a lovely quality of gear change. Yeah, it's kind of got a beautiful oiliness to it that you get from, you know, Honda transmissions. The gear changes, you know, beautifully engineered. So I'm going to squeeze through here a second. But look there, second to third, and again, it's just really, really crisp. There is, as I said, engine and gearbox wise, you're not going to find a nicer example. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful drive. I'll come back to more of the drive in a second, but towards the end of the video. Tracking the car, absolutely bullet straight. No vibrations back to the steering of the vehicle, and again, no wear at all. There's no looseness in it, there's no vibrations, there's no doesn't pull. Instead, if you can hear something whirring in the back, it's a spray can actually of for my little lad's bike, which I'm going to paint in a second. So I don't think there's anything wrong. There isn't. But the steer is, you know, even though it's, you know, I'm not a great fan of these electric power steering systems. This is by far and away one of the very best of them. It's got a real weight to it, incredibly precise, and when combined with the chassis of the car, which is brilliant, you've got, you know, a wonderfully agile car, one that can take long sweeping bends effortless. I mean, it's just incredible how it maintains its composure through quicker corners. You know, it's perfectly capable of sort of zipping through the tighter stuff as well, but it does it with a nicely compliant ride. There's no harshness to the ride. It's the right side of firm. It's got a nuggety feel, beautifully damped. Again, no knocking noises from underneath. There's no kind of anti-roll bar chatters or drop links chattering away, or suspension struts with any mechanical noise. You know, it's really, you know, it just feels and drives like brand spanking new. It's a wonderful drive. As I'm driving along, also listening out for kind of wind noise that shouldn't be there, and there is, it's negligible. So, and again, what I mean by that is sometimes if someone sort of skags a seal on a door getting in and out, you can end up with kind of an irritating hiss or a badly fitted sunroof or windscreen, but there's nothing at all. You know, it's very quiet, very comfortable. Talking about noise, the absolute lack of any squeaks or rattles from inside the car is a testament to the absolutely astonishing build quality of these cars. They are beautifully made cars. You know, every single control, primary or secondary, has a really beautifully engineered feel to it. It's, you know, they are in the real world of motoring, and I'm talking, you know, sort of 5 or 6 years down the line, and with a few miles on the clock, you know, they are the best and most reliable cars out there. You know, they can go wrong like any car, of course they can, but the chances are very, you know, they're few and far between, the faults we have with these cars. You know, when you compare it to particularly their German competitors, you know, VW Passat, Audi A4, BMW 3 Series, Mercedes C-Class, and you hear about the horror stories attached to those cars, and more particularly their automatic gearboxes and engines and electrics and goodness knows what else. You know, you then start to appreciate just how beautifully engineered these vehicles are. Brakes on the car, it's got a lovely solid brake pedal right at the top. If I touch the brakes there, nose squats down nice and straight. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal itself. It's just, you know, everything about it feels solid, really solid. I've kind of shortened what I'd normally say, mostly because, yeah, if I could fault the car, I genuinely would. I am critical of the cars. If there's anything, I do mention them in our videos, but there genuinely is nothing on this car that I've touched, pressed, or in the drive of the vehicle that I can fault. It is beautiful drive. Coming back to the drive of the car itself, you know, I think the reason I love these cars is just it's it's just everything about it's absolutely right. It's a lovely sized estate. It's beautifully finished off. It's very, very refined for, you know, the type of car it is. Very well appointed, beautifully built, fantastically reliable, and on top of which it isn't all that and utterly dull, which is what you get from some very good cars. You know what I mean? Like a Toyota Avensis is a very good car. There's no doubt about it. You know, but does it drive like this? Well, no, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't have the depth of quality in the dynamics of the car, the engineering, the chassis of the vehicle, the quality of the steering that goes, you know, alongside the chassis. But that's just a fuel light coming on if you can hear it ping. You know, this has, you know, the perfect size engine for the gearbox it's got, for the size of the car it is, but it's the way it delivers its power, this beautiful sort of zingy power. There's, you know, it'll rev through and encourage you to rev, whereas it doesn't get harsh and coarse like you get in a lot of cars. And just the quality of the ride and the handling is just really, truly superb. It really is. You know, they are very, very much in demand by people who really understand what cars are all about and, you know, what they want from a car. And, you know, we sell lots to people who, you know, really have that mindset. Looking inside the car, we've literally just taken delivery of it, and I don't think we need to even bother valeting it. It's that clean in here. The plastics are all in absolutely beautiful condition. I can't see a mark, and I'm looking around. I'm sure there must be one somewhere, but I really can't see anything. The seats, you know, the back, they don't look like they've ever been sat on. Passenger seat, likewise. Driver seat's got virtually anywhere in it at all. Centre stack here, air conditioning pumping out ice cold air. Every button works with a beautiful precision. Lovely big screen sat nav, all fully functional. And then looking at the main dashboard here, again, everything working as it should. Temperature gauge at a third, which is exactly where you want it to be on these Honda cars. All the displays, readouts, absolutely perfect, clearly legible. And then obviously you've got the multifunction steering wheel with everything functioning as it should. You know, the purpose of the video is really just to show you the car in operation, and I hope I've done that for you. If I've missed anything out on the video, you know, don't hesitate. Please, you know, do give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. But, you know, based on drive I've had in the car, whoever gets to buy this will be buying one of the very best cars you can buy in the marketplace.